Hey guys, how's it going? My name is always and welcome back to Age of Engineering. In the last episode, we were working towards getting into the Garden Cloche, and part of that required us to make more calculator stuff, so we made the algorithm separator, which... Where did I end up putting that? Where did I end up putting it? Did I put it over here? I might have. But we made the algorithm separator, which we were going to need for a couple of things. I'm gonna have to find that. Oh well. And yeah, we just need to kind of work on the base a little bit and all that kind of fun stuff. Where is it? Is it in here? I think it's in here. Yeah, it's right there. Along with my display stands and the empower and some other stuff that we're going to need today. So, which recipe for that is more? Can we use this for making the other ones? Yes, we can. Cool. So something we're going to need to start working on today is, well, we're going to need to make a couple of things if we want to make progress to the Garden Cloche. We need the farmer, which is going to require a bunch of iron and iron casings and just a lot of stuff. And we're going to work on that a little bit, but as well as we need to build up our base a little bit. So as you can see, between episodes, I did go ahead and include, get some more roads down and that kind of stuff. I don't know if we're going to put anything over there. We might, so this road will probably go over there, and it'll probably loop around. I also went ahead and dug out the underground of this area so that we can... Also, I made another entrance down here so that we can kind of run wires and whatnot down here. And I have all the different buildings labeled underneath. Now, eventually, we're going to have... I'm going to put basements in most of these buildings. Mostly just kind of maintenance type stuff. So, for example, with all of this... we're going to have the power lines going underneath and all that kind of stuff. And then any storage or anything like that, any extra stuff we need to put underneath, especially automation, we can pretty easily. So that's kind of the plan. We're going to start looking at some of the, just kind of some flooring options, primarily for this one. And maybe a little bit for this guy. The reason being is I want to start working on getting both power and items or fluids transferred through so that we can start making plenty of power and plenty of biodiesel so that we can start working on getting everything we need to just kind of have power until we can get to the point of making the solar generators, which is going to be a while because we're going to need a lot of octadic capacitors. Now, something else, I don't remember if I talked about in the last episode or not, but we're going to be wanting the void ore and the void, what is it called? The void ore and the void resource miners. We're going to want these relatively soon. They're not that bad to make. It does require a lot of gold, which we don't quite have for right now. And tier 1 should be enough for the time being. They get more complicated as you go up the tiers. But the problem with these is going to be they need structure blocks, which require a lot of electrical steel. And electrical steel is not fun to make because we need silicon. And silicon is a bit of a pain. So something we're going to look into relatively soon is the void resource miner. I think to get clay would be a good one. And then later we can use molecular transformer to get clay, because that's about the only way. UU matter from Tech Reborn is a thing. Bees are a thing, but that's not terrible actually. Looks like Rocky and any other bee, any other hive bee, and then Marshy is a hive bee, so that's not that bad. So we might look into that. What else? But probably not. Centrifuging, that's a ways off. And Yeah. Void Resource Miner is probably going to be the best, and that's going to take a little bit to get to as well. So we'll get to that kind of stuff at some point, but we need to start looking at a couple of different things. And the last thing I want to look at today is we're going to start working towards making... Alright, so we spent a lot of time making this Cobalt Night Slime Electrum Hammer, and it's done well for us. Don't get me wrong. However, I'm kind of sick of repairing it. The Mending Moss was not a good idea because we're not getting experience from anything, so it doesn't really matter. That was a mistake. What we probably should have put on it is the reinforcement or something like that. But I'm kind of getting tired of that, and I think it's time to move on to a drill. Actually, Additions has drills which are really, really powerful. We can get Silk Touch on them, and this is going to be hard to get. This is probably the hardest thing of all of it to get because it requires emeralds. Everything here isn't too bad, but it's the emeralds themselves that are going to be kind of nasty. We can get speed augments up to level 3, which is not too bad. And we can get mining augment, so we can have a 3x3, or we can do a 5x5. I want to stick with a 3x3 because that's good enough for me. I don't really care about doing the 5x5. Anything in the ceiling or anything like that, we can just kind of do as we need. Now these drills are actually pretty cheap. And what's the basic one? So it's just that one. It's going to require a lot of iron though. And that's something I'm realizing I don't have much of right now. So we need 3, and we're going to need a lot more for the Garden Cloche. We're going to need 4 more later, so that's not fun. But we can go ahead and start working towards getting this. So let's get the drill, and we'll start looking at a couple of different things, and we're going to need to use a little bit of industrial craft. So we might start working on a few things with that as well. Because in order to get... I don't care about fortune. We're going to process most of the things with our machines anyways. So in order to get Silk Touch, we need the empowered emeradic crystals. And those require uranium 238 rather. And in order to get that, we need to crush uranium ore and then run it through the thermal centrifuge. So we'll have to go back to the base with some uranium ore, and that stuff we're gonna need some other things to actually do that. We'll get to that soon enough. So let's get Mr. Laser. And where should we put this? Let's shoot our power supply. And we need... There should be a button with it. Did I grab the button? Yes. So what we need is we need some Minori crystal blocks. So iron blocks work just fine for that. And I think that's about all we need. So we need 2 advanced coils, which is not too bad. We're just gonna need some more redstone and some black quartz. Or we can just, you know, we'll grab a couple blocks of redstone. Redstone is pretty plentiful, so I'm not too concerned about doing this. And shoot that. Cool. And then we need to get gold wires. And that might be a little bit of an issue, but it shouldn't be too bad of an issue. We need 16 of these. And metal formers, so we need 4 gold. That's not too bad. And we'll need to go to the overworld to do this. Now we also need the drill core. I believe we have one. I don't believe we have one over here, but I'm pretty sure we have one back at the base. So we'll grab one there, and I think that's about all we're going to need. Now one other thing is we have this algorithm separator, and that is required for getting access to the, what is it, with the Garden Cloche? It is the Tanzanite. So we need to throw some lapis blocks in there if we want that, and we're gonna need 4. So let's just go ahead and put that down, and everything will do its little thing, powering up everything. And let's get some lapis. I have not processed any lapis. So we're going to have to process some lapis. That's not a problem. Lapis is a little bit rare, but not that bad. Definitely something we're going to want to kind of augment with the Void Ore Miner. It's getting lapis and emeralds. Those are the two biggest things that is kind of a problem for us. So we need 4 blocks. We have more than enough at this point. And I like to just throw the excess cobblestone in there. So we just need a few blocks. And 4 blocks of tanzanite. 4 blocks of lapis will get us plenty of tanzanite. And just put all this stuff back. Alright, so just throw that in there. And it will do its thing. So let's do one last thing before we go to the overworld. We need, what is it called? Is it hazmat suit? That's what it's called. We need hazmat. So Industrial Craft has the hazmat suit, which is just rubber and dye, orange dye. And I believe it requires rubber boots, and then what's the helmet called? It's a diving, no, scuba. It's a scuba mask, scuba helmet, which requires glass and iron bars. Okay, that should be pretty easy to do. The only question is, do we have... There's the iron bars. We'll take a piece of glass with us. And I've been saving the stone because I think we're going to do some of the flooring out of stone. And that's what I want to kind of look at today with doing a little bit of building, just so I can look at it on camera and kind of decide with you guys, and you guys can see what I want to do. And then basically that will give us what we are going to do. So the other thing we need for the Garden Cloche is weakened diamonds, which we can also get from the algorithm separator with a single diamond. So that's pretty cheap. Let's get a single diamond. Do I have any diamond ore? I have 15. So let's get a little bit of diamond. I just want to make sure that if we let's see, Crusher gives us diamond dust. I don't want that. Sag mill is what we want. So there we go. And we'll crush up all of that. And then that guy can go into the algorithm separator. That'll take a second, but it'll work. So last thing we need is we need to grab a piece of uranium. And that should be good. So what we're going to do is we're going to head to the overworld, and we're going to get everything together to make this drill. And once we get the drill, we'll start looking towards getting into just making all of the other parts of it. So we have some flowers over here I think we're going to go ahead and use, because we're going to need orange dye. And I think red tulips also work for red flower. So there's a good bit of orange dye. If we need more, we can get it in the overworld. So let's head back and start working on getting some of this stuff. We are going to need rubber. We should have some over here, I think. I guess we'll find out soon enough. And then yeah, we can just kind of deal with everything. So uranium ore itself is not that bad to deal with. We can go ahead and macerate that. We're also going to need to metal form this gold. And we should be able to make the drill itself over here. So we're going to need things I didn't... Oh no, I did bring them. So there is the 2 basic coils. We'll get the rest of them in a second. So, question, do we have Okay, so there's broccoli. We can cook that to get the 1 green for the emeradic crystals. We need cactus and slime crystals, which we can get back at the base. Now the question is, do we have the drill core? It could be in here. Yes, right there they are. There's the drill core. Then we have a little bit of rubber. We're going to need more. So tree tap. We can go outside real quick because we cannot touch the uranium ore. If we do, we get radioactive poisoning. Radiation poisoning. There we go. That's the term. And let's get the rubber. Cool. So let's go ahead and get the hazmat suit because I don't believe we can take this stuff out without getting poisoned. And we need more power. We have no canola oil. Will this work? Yes. So just go ahead and use all of the power that we can. That'll ferment and make oil, and we'll see what happens with that. So in the meantime, let's see, what can we do? We have a bunch of stuff here, and let's see, we are gonna have everything for that. Basic generator, we could make another, or not generator, greenhouse. We can make another greenhouse if we wanted, but it's not that important. So most of this is pretty easy. Like I said, the hardest part is going to be the emeralds, and I believe I took Mr. Guy over, the villager over to the mining dimension, so we can deal with that there. So we're basically just waiting around for some uranium and all the rubber that we're going to need for the hazmat suit. So there's the scuba suit. Let's get the hazmat. And those both require 6. And then we'll also need rubber boots. And I don't know, those require 6 and a piece of wool. Alright, well, how much? Cool, that is empty of canola. Go ahead and take this, and we can get some more power from our semi-fluid generator. Perfect. So that is an entire thing. We'll just kind of keep filling this guy up. Alright, so almost done with metal former. There we go. There is all the gold we're going to need. I'm going to throw that back in there. And this is going to take some time to ferment, so we'll just let that do its thing. And let's go ahead. Oops, didn't mean to put that in there. And we should be able to make the advanced coils. And that means we can make the drill. Perfect. So this drill is kind of useless at this point to us, and I think we're probably going to make it blue, because why not? I want to make a blue drill, because I can. And let's see, we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4. I said 4 of those. Make a piece of wool. And let's see, anything else we're going to need? At this point, not really. We just need more rubber. Go ahead and make the hazmat suit. And yeah, we might not have enough. And this just requires 1 orange, and then the wool will be on the other side. So we're going to need the centrifuge here in a second. And if we just move it, we're going to die of radiation poisoning. There's like no question to that. So we'll get the rubber so that we can get the hazmat suit, the rest of it, and then we'll go from there. So just a little bit more. We're gonna need just slightly more resin, which luckily this has replenished. Nice and easy. Alright, so go ahead and put that in there. Let's grab the greenhouse. So this guy, plenty of the coal dust. I realized we could use some of this to help our generator here. There's the pants. And pretty much as soon as this is done, let's see. Go ahead and put that in there. That'll give us a little bit more power. And that's done. Let's just clean up the rest of that. And get as much power in this stuff as we can. Cool. So there is the boots. So we put on this armor. And now we can move this to here. And it will thermal centrifuge eventually. It'll take a little bit of time. But that's not that big of a deal. I'll put that in there and that. And we don't need the orange dye anymore. So that is pretty much all we're going to need for that. We have everything except for the advanced greenhouse. So let's go ahead and get that. We can just take the greenhouse out of here. No problem or anything like that. Oops. And oh yeah, it was powered by a it was powered by one of those guys. So bunch of prunet seeds. I forgot that this has a inventory. But whatever. We're gonna put all that stuff away. The wire connector will keep. And as soon as we get some of the uranium, we can just go ahead and move back to the mining dimension. So there is a bunch of uranium. Now this stuff we're going to want to keep in a nice secure location. I'm going to want an actual, just a single chest for it. But that should be most of the things we need. We just need more emeralds, and I don't know if we'll be able to make the like everything we want today. Definitely not gonna. We're not gonna try to make the Garden Cloche today. I still need to go mine more, which is why I want to focus on getting everything for the drill. So let's find a nice place to put this. For right now, everything's going to be in the storage area. We are going to be making an EU area relatively soon, and honestly, it's probably going to be over this direction. It doesn't need to be close to that, so it will probably be like over there. I want to collect these ender pearls because ender pearls are good for making item conduits, and we're gonna need a lot of those. So 1, 2, put those away. That can go in there, and let's go ahead and make a chest for the radioactive stuff. And we can take our hazmat suit off, and I'll just store it in there. Alright, so let's grab, first of all, let's go ahead and grab the weakened diamonds and the tanzanite and all that kind of stuff so that we can make the advanced greenhouse. So it's like this. So there's the advanced greenhouse. So that's one more thing that we need for the farmer. We literally just need iron casings, and the hard part with that is getting the advanced alloy and carbon plates, but I think I will go ahead and make those casings between episodes, and then we can worry about that later. So we have the drill. That is kind of step one. Now we want to make speed upgrades. These are not that bad. We're going to need more iron, so let's get another block or so of Inori crystals. And there we go. So we also need sugar. So do I have any sugar cane here? No. I have not been growing sugar cane here. I don't see any. So I guess we need to run back to the overworld, which is not a problem. We can do that pretty easily. Is my pants out of power? Yeah. You lose the buffs when your armor is out of power, which we can fix later. Just getting more stuff. More like batteries and stuff like that. So let's just get sugar. And there we go. Good enough. Let's get out of here. Goodbye, zombie. And we're going to need the sugar for a couple of different things. I believe we need, for the speed upgrades, we need 4, 8 plus 2, and 14 sugar. So best way to get sugar is by crushing it. Not crushing it, but like you can use the crusher to get 3. Sag mill also gives you a chance for extras, but this was probably the best. We need 14, so 5. Just 5 sugar cane will get us that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll just go ahead and do that, and put the rest in here. So with that taken care of, we have some redstone crystals. We need to cook this broccoli. We need a slime crystal. And then we also need more villager. So what is it that this villager wants? Paper, books. And if we write books, it's better. So books. Do I have a lot of books here? I don't think I do. Alright, well, let's power up our pants and run back to the overworld. A little bit of frame rate issue. And this is just so that we can get more emeralds. If we can get a block of emeralds, that'd be really nice. I can make a bunch of emeradic crystals and not have to worry about it for a while. So let's do just that. Let's get as many books and as much paper as we have available to us. None in there, so I think all the books are in here. We have 35 books and a bunch of paper. We have a good number of sugar canes, and that should be good. Alright, so let's just set him down. So there's 4, and then 35 paper each. Ugh. So this will give us 1 more emerald. And you got anything else? Bane of Arthropod. Ugh. Written books. That requires feathers and ink sacs. I think we can do that. We can get a couple of those. We're gonna need an egg as well. I think black dye works just as easily. And we don't have any ink sacs. Wow, that's a little bit surprising. Alright, so we'll just take these. Book and quill, and then I think all we have to do is sign book. And same with this. Sign. If we name it the same thing, will it stack? Hey, it does. They're exactly the same, so there is another emerald. we need 2 more. And so, what if we can get a bunch of paper? Here's a bunch of sugar cane. And we need a lot of paper. But there is another emerald. And so if we can get like just a little bit more paper, we should be able to go ahead and finish this, but it doesn't seem like we have any more paper. So what's the other thing he wants? Where did he go? He likes standing by the zombies. That's not smart. He wants 8 books. Alright, well, we can make books by, let's see, 3 paper, some wood for, what is that? Alabaster. Okay. Some wood for these guys, so we can make 8 books in total. That's what we need to do. And then string. So that should make us, is it 2 string? I thought we could make books that way. Can we not? Three paper. Oh, it's 2 of these. Alright, so we need a little bit more of those, which we don't have, but we can make. And there's 4 books. Now if we can just get a little bit more in terms of sugarcane to get paper, we can go ahead and just do this. That'll be fine. And there's other ways to make paper. You can also use rice, which do we have? We have a little bit of rice. So I kind of want to keep, I think I want to keep these guys growing, because I think that's going to be smart in the long run. But we have rice, we can make paper out of rice. And we might have more rice in here. A little bit. Okay, so there's another crafting table right here. So let's just do this and that. And there is 20 paper. Is that enough? Yes. So there is the rest of the books, which means we can put the villager down and get the last emerald we need so that we can get the emeradic crystals. Alright, so once we get the drill powered up and all that kind of stuff, we'll take a really quick moment just to look at flooring, and then that'll be the episode. So between episodes, I'm going to go mine a ton and just work on getting the base a little bit better. Maybe plan out a couple more things, but let's go ahead and put him in there. We're going to need another bucket, which it is just iron or aluminum or anything like that. We have a good bit of tin. Let's use some tin. I think we can make a tin bucket. And we're going to need this for the cake. So in order to get the cake, let's go ahead and just dump off whatever we can in there. We're going to need this guy. Throw those there. Zap them. Now we have the crystals, which means we can get a single block of emeradic crystals. And yeah, this will be, we're almost there. So we need to set up these powers and display stands. These things do retain their charge. So what we can do is we can just go ahead and charge them. and then we'll put the Empower over here. And then once these guys are all charged, we will deal with that. So, alright, we have books. So the drill augments we need. We need a bunch of iron. And we need to empower this guy. So we need 4 more iron so that we can get the rest of the Inori crystals. And we need a cake. So something like this. We're going to need sugar. And there's the drill speed upgrade augment 1. So if we shift right click the drill, you can put 5 upgrades. We're going to have the 3x3, silk touch, and all speed upgrades. And now, I haven't actually used this yet, but to give you an idea, if we take out this, it's not going to go very fast because it's not charged. Throw it in here and charge it. Just a little bit. Can kind of demonstrate that, you know, this is how it normally breaks. But if we add drill speed, it breaks faster. It's slightly faster, which is level 1. But level 1's pretty easy to get, so take that as you will. So we need to find cows and milk the cows, grab an egg. Can we just... Nope. Okay, we can't just milk you constantly. And let's get a little bit more slime so that we can get more power. And I will deal with that later. Getting a ton more power, so bunch of slime. We are going to need a little bit of this for the emerald, but should not be a problem. These guys are all trying to get charged. We're going to need some of this, sand, I think, and then dirt. By the way, I had to make compressed dirt because I was running out of space. And this, so that's a thing. Alright, so if we just get 2 wheat, no, 3 wheat. Do I not have any wheat here? Oh, great. Alright, let's get some seeds planted for wheat, and we'll just bone meal it, because why not? And I have a little bit of bone for bone meal. So let's get the wheat, and then oh, great. We only got 2. Let's see. Is there another way to make cake? So for this guy, we need cake. And we need 1 more wheat. Man. If I wouldn't have misclicked, then we would have had it. So let's go ahead and let's get some of the stuff together. So we need a slime crystal, so we'll just work on other things while we're waiting for that. So slime crystal is like so. Green slimy mud, and then we can turn the rest of this into power. And we just need to cook this guy. Alright, let's go ahead and put that away, that away. No, those don't go in there. They'll go in there. God, I have so much industrial hemp. Alright, so we can put the dirt and the sand away. And Silk Touch requires diamantine and another advanced coil. Great. So we need 2 more of those. And we need to go to the overworld anyway, so let's grab some coal. and we'll just get the rest of the stuff we need from there. So a lot of running back and forth. Apologies on that, but we are really close to getting everything I want for the drill, and that is going to make things a lot nicer in the long run. So one of the big things we're going to start working on is just getting everything, all the systems in place, how we need them and whatnot. So it's going to be a lot of work, but we'll get there. So we'll just grab the wheat here. Now, what does Nori crystals required? We also need an empowered diamantine, which we might still have some of those. We'll have to look. Bone block, snow, stone powder, and gas tier. Okay, that's easy. We can handle that. And I think my pants ran out of power. So stone dust, just in case it's required for that one. We need wheat and we need bones. I have 1 wheat. That's fine. And bones. Alright, so we also need snow. Do we have any snow? See, it'd be in here, right? We do not. Snow is something we can get. Snowballs, compressing water, and snowballs we can get from snowmen. Now that's something that we can actually go do. So let's. All right, is there any power left in this? There is. I wish I could access it. If we head this direction, we should be able to get some snow, and then we can make a snow golem and get as much snow as we want. Now, I think that will work in the mine dimension. Here, he would just melt. So that's a little bit of a problem. We'll get enough snow for 2, but I swore we had snow already. This is going to take a second. So pretty much what the plan is at this point, we need to get the Garden Cloche. I want to get the Garden Cloche so that we can start just kind of automatically making whatever type of stuff that I want. Whether it's carrots or and the hemp, the potatoes, that kind of stuff. And then once we make one, making another shouldn't be too bad. I mean to jump in there. It's just a matter of kind of dealing with it. So once we have the Garden Cloche, we can start producing a lot more biodiesel and making a lot more power and just kind of getting that cycle going. So that is a big stepping stone. And then once we also have that, getting things like seed oil will be a lot easier because we can grow things much faster. And that's kind of the point. Once we have seed oil, then let's see, where is the mountains? I thought it was this way. Yeah, it's just would have probably been quicker to go the other way. Oh well. But then what we're going to be able to do is we'll be able to just go ahead and get basically whatever we want with Ender.io, because we'll be able to make the machine frames very easily. And then the next age is going to require us to make the vat. The vat is an Ender.io machine that just makes liquids based on whatever catalysts and combination of stuff you make. And it's not that bad to do, to get, and it's not that bad to get what we're going to need from it, which is nutrient distillation. And I believe we can also use plant life for that. I think potatoes work really well with it. So it's just a matter of getting all the stuff that we need, and then we work on progressing to the next age, which is RF tools. RF tools is incredibly powerful, and once we get to that point, things are going to be easy mining wise, but only if we want to set it up. So there is some snow, and I think I'm debating whether or not to go ahead and end the episode off before we make this stuff, and whether or not I want to make it off camera or not. Honestly, you guys have seen the empowered stuff. I do typically like making all the empowered stuff that I can't, like, I do like making new things on camera, just because I know for me, when I want to go figure out how to do something, having a little bit more of a, not so much tutorial, but just kind of walkthrough, seeing how somebody does things is a lot more helpful than I'm going to go figure it out and be right back and then, oh, hey, I figured it out. Here it is now, and that's it. That's a little bit annoying to me. So, it's one of those things that I'd rather show most of this stuff on camera if I can. But I also recognize that the episode is getting a little bit long. That was really close. And honestly, making the emeradic crystals is going to take a little bit of time. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to end the episode off here. I'm going to get everything prepared, and we're going to make the drill augments and everything next time. I will kind of prep the iron casings and all that kind of stuff, and the next time we're going to go ahead and make the Garden Cloche and start setting up some systems so that we can automatically make basically all of the stuff we could ever want when it comes to power. And I'm going to work on getting all of the power lines and that kind of stuff taken care of. That's going to be a little bit more challenging just because the conduit binder is a pain to make, but that's what we're going to focus on, and getting Garden Cloche, and then start working towards getting more areas built and whatnot. So that's the plan. I think I'm going to do the building off camera. I'll take a look at the different stone. We're going to use stone for the two textures. I just don't know what kind of stone and what kind of patterns. That's what I need to decide more than anything. Let's get out of here before the witch kills us. So that's kind of the plan. We'll basically just I'll make some sort of pattern and whatnot. Figure out what looks nice, and work a little bit on the basement, getting everything nice and organized and whatnot. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know I didn't get too much done, but we have the drill now, and that's going to make mining easier for me for between episodes. So that's going to be my life for a while. I might even make another bag. There's a couple more bags we can make that we might look into next episode. I don't know yet. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!